What if life gives you lemons? What do you do when you're in a situation that you cannot control? The pandemic is a good reminder that things won't always go according to plan. Many of us have found ourselves in challenging situations in our lives and maybe also in our careers. Maybe you're not in the best possible job right now, or maybe you're anxious about losing your current one. So, what do you do? In this episode, we will discuss how to deal with challenging situations in your career and still create an impact. In this episode, I talked to Shreyoshi. Welcome, Shreyoshi, to the podcast.
Thanks, Serge, for having me here.
Shreyoshi is a people business partner at AB InBev and has previously worked for Infosys, Tata Steel, and Big Basket.
I would be participating in all the quizzes, telling my teams to do secret Santas and all of that. I was like, if I can make money doing that, why not? So that was my concept of HR before I kind of like started studying. So Bhubaneswar had this really good college called XIMB, and most of the people in Infosys aspired to be there. So I gave my CAT, and the CAT was bad. Then I gave my XAT, and luckily I got through. And I did 2 years in XIMB, right?
Yeah.
And I got so I got placed during my summer internships in Tata Steel. So luckily through that I got a PPO, and because of that I did my second last trimester in France. So I and two of my friends, we were in France for 3 months.
Wow, that's very nice. No, that's must be an amazing experience to go there. Probably your first international trip.
No, the first one without my parents. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. So how did that go? Adapting to that completely new environment.
So it was great. Actually, when we got there initially, we had trouble with everything: the language, how to commute, going to the classes. But gradually, things become a lot easier. I think that made us a lot more confident. So it was after the end of 3 months, we were pretty confident that if you put us anywhere else, anywhere in the world, right, we would be able to kind of like navigate our way through it.
And as it happened, Shreyoshi came back all the way from beautiful France to end up working at a remote location in India. Good. So then you came back from France, all grown up.
Grown
What
up
happened?
from France, I went straight to Jharia. So
To?
to Jharia. So what happened was, like, I got placed in Tata Steel, right?
Yeah.
And the joining was right after college. And so me and a couple of my friends from XIMB got placed in Tata Steel, and we all left for Jamshedpur. So when I reached Jamshedpur is a tier 2 city.
Jamshedpur.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. And for our international listeners, no clue for sure.
So it's the headquarters of Tata Steel. The main Tata Steel plant is in Jamshedpur.
Okay.
But then when I reached there, I heard that I was being posted in Jharia.
Jharia being?
Jharia, if it's a place, I think people would be familiar with it. It's half an hour from a place called Vasepur, which is a very famous movie, Gangs of Vasepur. So if you would have seen
Sounds
it.
good.
तुमसे ना हो पाएगा. हमें तुम्हारे लक्षण बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. तुमसे ना हो पाएगा.
Yeah, so I got placed there. And I think I was the only, like, I was 4 out of 20 campus hires who got placed in raw material locations.
All right. So you went straight into the factory.
No, underground coal mines.
Underground coal mines. Oh my God.
Yeah. So Serge, because of the place was so remote, we were actually given something called hardship allowance in our salary. So to entice people to be there, like to stay there, which I was.
So what was your reaction when Tata Steel told you we're going to send you to Vasepur?
I kind of like, so I was very surprised, to say the least. Yes.
Also, because you went there being a woman, I guess in a very male environment. Did that pose any challenges?
Yeah, it was pretty challenging. I was the only female officer, I think, amongst 500 officers,
Wow.
and then and that's just the officers, right? Then we have miners and people who are working in the factories and the plants. So diversity was there was no diversity.
It was you basically. It was
Yeah,
you.
it
You
was,
you
yeah.
were the diversity. So the fact that you got this type of very challenging location is not easy, right? I'm not sure if a lot of other campus graduates would just happily accept a role in such a remote location and in a location that it's a mine.
So I think me and two, three more people were sent to the raw material location, but two people came back citing various reasons, like they were finding it difficult to get married and stuff like that. And they came back, and me and this other guy, we were the only people who were kind of like, we'll have to spend at least 2, 3 years here before we can think about Jamshedpur.
So, like Shreyoshi, you might end up in a situation in your career where your first instinct might be to run away. We can use a framework that is helpful to understand how we react emotionally to challenging situations. The Kubler-Ross model. This model says that when we encounter a challenging situation, we go through 5 phases: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I feel that many of us spend a lot of time and energy in the first 2 stages, when we complain about our situation, or we live in denial of the reality. What's best for us is to move towards the stage of acceptance as quickly as we can and deal with the situation at hand to make the best out of it. How did you make that job interesting, or how did you change your mindset?
So, Serge, I always have this thing that if I am given something which I have no control over, I might as well make best of the situation, right? So that I don't want to say that I wasted, or like I did not like utilize my 2 years in Jharia. So I kind of like put myself wholeheartedly into work. So I would work and I would get a lot of projects, because there was a lot of stuff that was happening all the time there. So I would get a lot of projects. I got hardcore IR experience, which is something that many HRs want, like industrial relations experience. I was dealing with the unions, I was dealing with the management, I was dealing with external stakeholders. Sometimes there were small time politicians who would come with a lot of requests to the general manager or to my boss. He was the chief of HRM there, right? So there I got prepared to deal with anyone. So after that, right, I used to deal with like top high class officers, high ranking officers who would come to Tata Steel, and then I would be dealing with localites and miners, everyone. So that kind of the sometimes you are kind of like conscious about being in an unknown situation and how you would deal with it. That kind of like went away for me completely.
In the end, you look at this role from the outside and think, man, this is going to be a disaster role in an environment that is not really, let's say, new age. It's not technology. There's no advanced analytics. It's a mine, for God's sake, right? So it's really old type of economy. But then if you look at it, what you basically found is some amazing opportunities in that role that you would not have learned anywhere else, right? I mean, this type of AR or IR experience with unions in that environment, I think, is a lot more tough even than unions in, let's say, more modern companies, for sure. And indeed also how to be assertive, right, as a woman in such a very male environment.
Yep.
Sounds like a great experience, right? Even though at the outset it looks very strange, but sounds like a great experience. That's how Shreyoshi dealt with a challenging phase in her career. Now you're probably wondering, so how do I do that? Think of the situation you're in as water in a glass. Is the glass half full, or is it half empty? Instead of focusing on whether the glass is half full or half empty, it's important to realize that if you do not drink the water that you have, it's as good as having an empty glass. So if you're in a situation in your career that you do not like, instead of focusing on the half empty glass, focus on what you do have. Drink the water that you have, use the opportunities that you have in your situation, even if they look limited, and use them to create a legacy. So that's it for this episode of I Wish My Boss Told Me That. Thank you for listening to us. We'll meet again soon with more interesting stories and insights that will make you think, I wish my boss told me that. So do like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Cheers.